which is the glue pulling methodology, where we're able to remove the dent from outside without damaging the paint.
Your mechanic just quoted you $1,200 for a simple brake job. But here's what they're not telling you. The average markup on auto repairs? 300%. I'm about to expose 12 red flags that scream you're being ripped off, and the exact steps to protect yourself before you hand over your cash. Red flag number 1, the phantom problem. You bring your car in for an oil change, and suddenly, they've found 5 new problems you've never heard of. Here's the truth. 73% of shops push unnecessary services during routine maintenance. That's 3 out of 4 places you walk into. And it gets worse. The average customer spends $347 on unnecessary repairs every single year. That's money straight out of your pocket for work your car doesn't need. The fix? Ask them to show you the problem. Take photos. Get a second opinion before approving any extra work. And here's the pro move. Ask them to show you where it says you need this service in your owner's manual. Red flag 2, they won't put it in writing. A sketchy mechanic will give you a ballpark number. Oh, probably around $400, maybe $500. Then the final bill? $847. And when you question it, suddenly there were complications and additional parts needed. But here's what they're really doing. In 38 states, shops are legally required to provide written estimates over a certain amount, usually $100 or more. If they're not doing it, they're not just being shady, they're breaking the law. And you know what that written estimate protects you from? The shop can't exceed it by more than 10% without your approval. Legitimate shops always provide written estimates, no exceptions. If they refuse, walk out, don't argue, don't debate, just leave. Tip number 3, the Old Parts Vanishing Act, 3 to 415. Number 3, your old parts mysteriously disappear. You just paid $600 for a new alternator. Ask to see the old one and suddenly, oh, we already disposed of it. Company policy. Why does this matter? Because some shops charge you for parts they never replaced. They just cleaned your old part and put it back in. Or worse, they install used parts and charge you new prices. That's a 400% profit margin on your dime. There's actually a name for this scam. It's called parts swapping, and it costs consumers over $3.6 billion every single year in the US alone. Here's what you do. Always request your old parts back before the work begins. Put it in the work order in writing. Take a photo of that request. If they say no, ask why. There's almost never a legitimate reason. Core charges? Fine. They can show you the core. If they won't, that's your sign to leave. Red flag 4, the urgent scare tactic. Your brakes are dangerous. You need this fixed today, or you're risking your family's safety. Here's the thing. Legitimate safety issues? Yes, they happen. But high-pressure sales tactics are textbook scam behavior. The Federal Trade Commission actually warns about this specific tactic. They call it fear-based selling, and it's one of the top complaints they receive about auto repair shops. Real mechanics explain the problem, show you the evidence, give you a timeline, and let you decide. They'll say things like, you've got about 2,000 miles before this becomes urgent, or we should address this within the next month. Scammers use fear to force immediate decisions. They want you panicked so you don't think clearly. But think about this. If your brakes were that dangerous, would they really let you drive away? If they're rushing you, step back. Get that second opinion. Your gut feeling, trust it. A legitimate emergency is obvious and rare. Number 5, the never-ending diagnostic fee. You pay $150 for a diagnostic test. Then they say they need another test, $200 more. Then another specialist diagnostic, $175. Before you know it, you've spent $525 just to find the problem, and they still don't have an answer. Here's what most people don't know. Most modern diagnostics take 20 to 30 minutes max. The scan tool plugs into your car's computer, reads the codes, and boom, you've got your answer. Those codes? They're standardized across virtually all vehicles made after 1996. It's called OBD2. One fee should cover it. But here's the really shady part. Many auto parts stores will scan your codes for free. AutoZone, O'Reilly, Advance Auto, they all do it. Takes 5 minutes. Now, do you still need a mechanic to interpret what those codes mean and fix the problem? Usually yes, but paying $150 to $200 for someone to plug in a tool and read you a code? That's reasonable. Paying more than that or getting charged multiple times? That's a scam. Ask up front, what does your diagnostic fee include, and will I need to pay more? If they can't give you a straight answer, you already have your answer. Red flag 6. They talk down to you. You ask a simple question about the repair, and they hit you with, "You wouldn't understand. It's technical. Just trust me, I'm the expert." Here's what honest mechanics know. Good professionals can explain complex things simply. Einstein said if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. They want you to understand because educated customers make better decisions. Scammers hide behind jargon because they're hiding something. But here's another angle on this. Have you noticed they suddenly become very good at explaining things when they want to sell you something expensive? Funny how that works. They can break down why you need that $1,400 transmission flush in perfect detail. But when you ask why your check engine light is on, suddenly it's too complicated to explain. Here's your power move. Ask them to explain it like you're going to get a second opinion and need to describe the problem to another mechanic. Watch how quickly they find simple words. You're paying for their service. You deserve clear answers. If they won't explain it, they don't deserve your business. Period. Red flag 7. The fluid flush upsell. Your transmission fluid is looking pretty dark. We should flush the whole system. $250? Or the brake fluid flush, or the coolant flush, or the power steering flush. Before you know it, they're proposing $800 worth of fluid changes. Here's the truth about fluid flushes. Your owner's manual tells you exactly when you need them. Most transmission fluids, good for 60,000 to 100,000 miles. Coolant, 100,000 to 150,000 miles. But shops make massive profit margins on flushes. We're talking 70% to 90% profit. It's almost pure markup. Now, do fluids eventually break down? Yes. Should you change them? Eventually. But that dark color they're showing you? Often perfectly normal. Transmission fluid gets darker as it does its job. The fix. Before approving any fluid service, check your owner's manual. If you're not at the mileage interval, ask them to show you why it needs to be done early. Contamination? Leaks? They should be able to prove it. Number 8. The suspiciously comprehensive inspection. You come in for an oil change, and they give you this impressive-looking 27-point inspection. Looks official, right? But here's what's wild. 7 items are marked red, 12 are yellow. According to this report, your car is practically falling apart. Now ask yourself, how did they inspect 27 different items during a 15-minute oil change? That's about 30 seconds per item. They didn't. Here's the dirty secret. Many of these multi-point inspections are pre-printed templates. They mark items red and yellow before they even touch your car. One investigation found that 68% of these inspection results were exaggerated or completely fabricated. 68%. The giveaway? They claim multiple expensive problems. But when you go for a second opinion, the other shop finds nothing wrong. Happened to a friend of mine. First shop found $2,300 in urgent repairs. Second shop? $85 oil change, everything else was fine. Here's your move. If they find multiple problems during a routine service, ask them to show you each problem in person, not photos from Google. Your car, right now. Can't do it? That tells you everything. Red flag 9. The specialized tool markup. This repair requires a specialized BMW diagnostic tool. That's going to add $400 to the labor, or the dealer-only software excuse, or the proprietary equipment charge. These are real things that exist, but here's what they're not telling you. A shop that works on your make of car regularly? They already own these tools. They bought them years ago. They've used them on 100 other cars just like yours. So why are they charging you $400 as if they have to go buy it just for your job? Because they're counting on you not knowing any better. Now, if you bring a rare car to a shop that's never worked on it, sure, maybe there's a legitimate tool rental fee, but they should tell you that before starting the work, and it should be in your written estimate. The fix. Ask them if they regularly service your make and model. If they say yes, then ask why there's a special tool charge if they already have the equipment. Watch them backpedal. And here's a pro tip. Call 2 or 3 other shops and ask if they charge special tool fees for your specific repair. You'll get real answers real fast. Number 10. The false warranty threat. This is one of the biggest lies in the auto industry, and it works because it sounds official and scary. Here's the truth. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a federal law, says you can get your car serviced anywhere you want. The dealership cannot void your warranty just because you went somewhere else. Now, if an independent shop does bad work that causes damage, sure, that damage might not be covered. But routine maintenance at a qualified shop? Totally fine. The dealership markup on basic services is insane. Oil changes that cost $30 at an independent shop? $89 at the dealer. Same oil, same filter, 3 times the price. But they're banking on that warranty fear to keep you coming back. And it works on millions of people every year. The fix: know your rights. If anyone tries this scare tactic, mention the Magnuson-Moss Act by name. Watch how fast their tune changes. Red flag 11. The online reviews are screaming at you. Look, one bad review could be a misunderstanding. But when you see patterns, charged me for work they didn't do. Price doubled from estimate. Wouldn't show me the problem. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. And 92% of consumers read online reviews before choosing a service provider. But here's the pro move. Don't just read the star rating. Read the 3-star reviews. Those tell you the real story. They're honest about what went wrong and what went right. Cross-reference reviews on Google, Yelp, and Facebook. Same complaints on all 3? Believe them. And pay attention to how the shop responds to negative reviews. Do they get defensive and argue? Or do they apologize and try to make it right? That tells you everything about their character. Final red flag. They won't warranty their own work. You pay $800 for a repair, and 2 weeks later, the same problem comes back. You call the shop, and they say, "We only warranty the parts, not the labor." That'll be another $400. Here's the deal. Reputable shops stand behind both parts and labor, usually for at least 12 months or 12,000 miles, because they're confident in their work. Shops that won't warranty labor, they know their work is questionable. They're planning for you to come back with problems. Before you approve any repair, ask about the warranty in writing, parts and labor. If they hesitate or refuse, that's the biggest red flag of all. So there you have it. 12 warning signs that your mechanic might be playing you. Phantom problems, verbal estimates, vanishing parts, pressure tactics, endless diagnostics, condescending attitudes, unnecessary fluid flushes, fake inspections, bogus tool charges, warranty threats, bad reviews, and no labor warranties. Remember, honest mechanics want informed customers. They'll show you the problem, explain it clearly, and respect your right to choose. You work hard for your money. Don't let anyone scam you out of it. If this helped you spot the warning signs, smash that like button and subscribe for more ways to protect yourself. Now go out there and find yourself a mechanic you can actually trust.